All right, everybody. It's August the 15th, 2014. I was listening to the news today, and they're talking about this black guy got killed by a cop, and then the police. There was some kind of people were getting upset about what was going on, and the police decided to get combative. They geared up on the people with all kinds of batons and black full metal jacket, and I think that some reporters got shot at with rubber bullets and all kinds of craziness. And I was thinking about it, and it didn't really strike me as it wasn't that awe striking as it was at first. At first, after I realized the fact that, or thought about the fact that, by comparison to other countries around the world, I mean, we enslave and kidnap and mass murder. I mean, at least on the enslavement and kidnapping, we're way ahead of everybody else. Seriously, just straight up kidnapping. And when you kidnap that many people and enslave that many people, and everything, uh, and just as a reference point, because there's a lot, it's kind of like North Korea. Like, it's like if you went in North Korea and you're like, oh yeah, they're killing all these people and holding them in dungeons, and everybody's like, huh, what? And so you go and you go, oh, the enemy. That's how you explain it to the people. You go, I'm trying to explain to you about the enemies of the state. And they go, oh yeah, because they are enemies, because they're lost. You know what I mean? Everybody in the world looks at them and is just like, so fascinated, at how amazing it is that the people are so gone over there, and then the world looks at us like that, like all those North Korean documentaries, and you're like, wow, or all those old Nazi Germany documentaries, and you just watch those forever, couldn't you? That's how people look at us, you know. Because I've actually done videos where like I've landed in really bad legal situations with like in Oklahoma, like with three. Anyways, I'm not gonna say, but here's the thing. That's what I was trying to say. So it's the drug prohibition is what I'll just go ahead and call it, because that's what the state calls it, and that's what you understand, because that's how lost you are. Because what I was trying to say is, whenever I did this video where I got 3 felonies for a single 7 grams of marijuana in Oklahoma, and I was doing YouTube videos on it while I was battling all those legal problems. And there was like people in my country, the average duration was 30 seconds. People from other countries was like 13 minutes. Because they couldn't believe it. Because it's not even illegal to smoke marijuana in North Korea. Did you know that? Did you know we have more people locked up than the entire country of China has locked up? Did that? Man, I'm starting to get pissed. Did you know that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sorry. I just got to say that because, ooh, I just get mad, and that adrenaline's just, ooh, got to let that get out of there. But either way, look, the point of this story is that, you know, it's just so ridiculous, and like I was saying, with all this, like when the judicial system technically, and statistically proven by our own media networks, has is creating more crime than it resolves, and enslaving people in mass at the same time, and kidnapping people. That's pretty fucking bad, man. That's pretty fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, but I mean, seriously, when you think about how many people in this country are enslaved right now and just sitting around, rotting away in dungeons. It's unbelievable, you know, and we just live like this. And man, I just can't believe how bad this shit is. Can't believe how bad this shit is. Oh, it's good. Feels good. Anyways, and just so you know, I mean, I'm not trying to diss on Kanye West or nothing, you know, for making that video, but I have been calling this slavery before he made that album. Just so you know. And that's in my videos too, so you can go find that out for yourself. But the point of the story is that, you know, oh man, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. I think the point of the story is that, you know, when you create more crime than you resolve, and I mean, all bets are off, okay? All bets are off. And I just don't think this is going to be a very pleasant scenario that's going to be coming. I mean, based on what I've seen and have seen coming, and what I see building up, I mean, just year after year, more and more and more and more and more people going into enslavement. What would you think is coming if you'd seen that? I mean, it doesn't look good. And so anyways, I think I'm done. It's pretty late, actually. It's past midnight. It's barely August the 15th. Wasn't going to mention that because it'll probably take me a while to upload this, but I guess that's how tired I am. So, you know, between that and getting so pissed off, it's amazing that I can even maintain this much of a train of thought. But anyways, I think I'm pretty much done here, but as you can see, but you know, I mean, let's be honest. Okay, let's just be honest. What is going on here? You know, and oh yeah, there that's what I think it was. That beside the point, that guy who got killed by the cops, I mean, yeah, that's pretty bad. It's also pretty bad when black people are being enslaved in mass, as well as white and Hispanic people. That's not too great either. You know, being enslaved. You know, those are problems. Those are problems. You know, that would be a problem. And you know, it's kind of like that a picture I use it all the time for my videos of a guy, and it says and he's sitting there, and it's like this guy, and he's got a collared shirt on, you know, with the tie that's all kind of loose and stuff because he's all the ordeal that he's just been through, and he's got like stuff kind of smeared on his face, and his hair's kind of screwed up, and he's holding a newspaper clipping of himself, and he's sitting there with two machine guns on him, pointed on him, and he's holding a newspaper clipping of himself, and it's a picture, and it's the exact same picture as it is of it's the same picture of him, you know, that you're looking at. and and it says kidnapped. And then it just goes down and down, and it just gets smaller and smaller until you can't see it. And you know, that's the essence of what you're dealing with here, you know. I mean, just to try to get a picture in your mind, you know, if you can't visually get it. Because people in other countries, they get it, you know, because they're not acclimated. Little sheeps and sheeples that just, you know, bow their heads down and, you know, graze along and assume that everything's okay as their neighbors are being drug out of their houses by people in black masks and machine guns. Oh, it's just drugs. Right? Or like if you were North Korea, oh, they're just enemies of the state. goes on every day. And that's how easy it was to get you to buy into that. And, you know, it is an acclimation process. I mean, if you look at the statistics like I have, which I've looked at a lot of them, it's actually on average 50,000 per year. 50,000 people on average per year more than you had the year before. Which leads someone to believe that it probably is an acclimation process. At this point, you have every reason to suspect that there's at least somebody in the middle doing this, because the entire monetary system has been centralized. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I forgot to bring that up. You know, the entire system, and it's so easy to understand. It's like asking banks, and that's what we did in 1913 with the establishment of the quote-unquote Federal Reserve, which is actually it's actually private. It's not federal, it's private, because it's run by banks. That's on paper. Dispensary that does reserve nothing. That even Germany tried to reserve $60 billion in gold there and couldn't get it back. 60 billion, that's it. Well, they printed up 16 trillion bucks and gave it to every single foreign bank, and 3.5 trillion of it to foreign banks. And bank that was on the inside coterie that on paper they've got in relationship to the amount of stock that was held by the banks at the time that the Federal Reserve, quote unquote, was established. They got that much percentage of stock, quote unquote, stock, voting authority within the Federal Reserve, quote unquote. And yes, it has been a consolidation of power as a result. Even the there's even what was the name of that committee? It's in Rule by Secrecy by Jim Mars is where I found it. But either way, the point of the story is that, and I have a lot of information I've gotten from a lot of different places over the years, but the point of the story is that committee had found that that the entire economy was basically controlled and dominated by Rockefeller and Morgan interests. Well, either way, the point of the story is that if you ask banks to set monetary policy and vote on the monetary policy of the country, then you're asking to get fucked, man. And that's not hard to understand. I mean, that's like asking a coyote to guard a henhouse. And that's not difficult to understand that. Okay? And it's just like Thomas Jefferson said. He said, to take a single step beyond the boundaries of Congress is to take control of a balanced field of power no longer susceptible to any definition. And I think that he tried to just make it as poignantly clear as possible exactly what was the nature of the risk that you're taking. Because it's not hard to understand. Once you get past the, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't believe it part, where it's too much to even believe, then you start to realize, wait a second, this is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid! Okay? Because why would you ever ask any kind of business to run the monetary system? Doesn't make any sense. Okay? Yeah, I'm starting to get pissed. I was really, anyways, I'm done. I'm done.